Real life, this is not always the case. Police officers have feelings too, and sometimes they do things that might surprise you. In today's video we'll tell you several moving stories about them. Let's get it on. Good-hearted policeman. A good-hearted policeman. This big guy's name is Tommy Norman. Tommy works for the Arkansas State Police. He's famous all over the world for participating in charity events and helping those in need. Tommy also advocates a special philosophy of supervision, the so-called community policing. This term refers to a type of social organization when the people and the police cooperate for the mutual benefit. Thanks to the trust established between them, the community becomes a safe and friendly place to live. However, being a policeman is not enough for Tommy. Since the very beginning of his career, he has repeatedly worked in the care facilities, attending to the elderly and mentally ill people. He's still doing this today. In addition, the officer talks with young people and the elderly during thematic meetings. The defendant of the public order reads books to them, gives out symbolic gifts, and even dances with people on camera. You have to admit this totally contradicts the widespread image of the tough policeman. The city Tommy works and is called North Little Rock. The population of the city is about 65,000 people. In one of his interviews, the policeman says that he wants to inspire other people with his charity work, not other officers, but ordinary citizens. As Norman puts it, this will make their local community much safer and more reliable. Well, seems he's doing a great job aside from being a role model in terms of justice and real concern for other people's needs. Tommy is also very active on social media. For example, he has 1 million followers both on his Facebook and Instagram accounts, where he keeps posting a huge number of videos. They show what he and the people he cares for are up to. The more people see his motivating content, the more inspired they are to become like him. Basketball game. Basketball game. In mid-January 2016, a police officer in Gainesville, Florida, was dispatched to address a complaint of a disgruntled citizen. Bobby White was asked to deal with a bunch of teens who played basketball too loud. It was already 5 p.m. Here we can see the policeman getting out of the patrol car, approaching one of the teenagers, starting a serious conversation. We bet that at that moment the guy was feeling uneasy. Well, who would not be scared in a situation like that, huh? But don't worry, this is one of those stories where everything works out in the end. White just grabs the ball and starts playing with the teens. They didn't show how surprised they were, but we bet that at that moment they had only one question in mind: what's going on here? By the way, as Bobby later said in a short interview, he didn't think that the basketball game was too loud. The man called this situation a good opportunity to meet new people. The first impression is always incredibly important, and believe us, Officer White nailed it. The children were delighted to meet the policeman and spoke of him as an incredible guy. And here we have a similar story: the local officers who were dispatched to deal with a noise complaint decided to challenge the guys. The police officer said if some of the teenagers could hit a half-court shot, they wouldn't get a noise complaint ticket. Well, can see what happened next. The police seemed to be just as happy as the teenagers. After all, not all professional players can perform this trick from the first attempt. Toy car. Toy car. Any kid who plays with the toy wants to believe that it's real. Oh? Music. That the grocery in the toy basket is not made of plastic. The stethoscope from the doctor's kit is working, and the plush toys can actually feel something. Well, we adults can only play along in this video. Portage police chief decided to use his spare time to chat with the young driver of a white crossover. The thing is, the crossover is actually a toy, and the driver with the passenger in the front seat are just kids. However, this did not prevent the law enforcement officer from addressing them as legitimate road users. You going too fast? Can I see your driving license? How long have you been driving? Of course, no driver would like to hear all these questions after being pulled over. However, for the boys who only dream of driving a real car one day, a conversation with the policeman has become a dream come true. The funniest moment was, of course, when the young driver said he had 20 minutes of driving experience. The officer could barely hold back a laugh. Singing and dancing while driving. Singing and dancing while driving. Even those people who can't sing at all sometimes want to sing along to some popular tune in the shower or while driving a car. There's something special, inexplicable and strange about these places which turn even the most unmusical person into a singer. Well, if ordinary people sometimes sing while driving, then what makes police officers different? Sometimes they also want to shake it out to a song of Taylor Swift after returning from an assignment. Don't believe us? Look at the footage from the hidden camera of a regular Dover police patrol car. This video gathered almost 45 million views, and no wonder the combination of the brutal appearance of the policeman, his facial expressions, and impeccable knowledge of the lyrics is really fascinating. Just try not to dance along with him. Flash mob on the street. Flash mob on the street. Virginia Satir, a well-known therapist from the United States, once said, "We need 4 hugs a day for survival. We need 8 hugs a day for maintenance. We need 12 hugs a day for growth." You can, of course, be skeptical about this theory. However, it's quite difficult to deny that hugs really make us feel I better. You guys. Hey sweetie, what's going on? A little more than 15 years ago, one man from Australia decided to create his own flash mob for those who do not have enough hugs in their lives, and also for those who are willing to give them out for free. The idea was to gather volunteers on the streets of their cities with